forward. Another important thing I just want to share with you, in my experience, the common obstacles, like in a situation that you're in, whenever I'm hired in this capacity, is usually a situation where some of these or all of these are being used as tactics against the individuals who simply wish to exercise their rights. And so one is intimidation tactics. Now, there's no intimidation tactic officially that can be used inside a meeting. But outside of a meeting, there are a lot of intimidation tactics, such as threats of, what will happen if you do this, or that you're not allowed to do this, or that this looks bad, or that, whatever it might be. All of them, like I said, are those things that are outside the meeting. And their whole purpose, the purpose of an intimidation tactic is to simply prevent the person from showing up. Even if they're in the meeting, prevent them from actually showing up and exercising their right. So that's like tactic number one. And what I always try to walk members through is don't fall into these tactics. And that's why you have to see, how resilient am I? Is it going to bother me if somebody says, oh, well, I'm not going to tell anybody about your event next month or something, or I'm going to stop coming to your this or that if you do this. Well, that's up for each member. Each member has to decide, are they in this, or are they going to, turn their back on it? I, of course, as a parliamentarian, can't tell you what to do. That's your decision, but it's an important thing you need to know, that you will be facing, or could be, not will be, but could be facing some of these intimidation tactics. Next up is misinformation. So this happens a lot. And it's always interesting to me because all of these that you see on the screen, they're always based on the fact that whoever is using these tactics is genuinely afraid that you have the votes, that if you show up and vote and debate and all that, that you are going to win. Because if they knew you weren't going to win, they knew you didn't have the votes, why would they waste any time about it? They'd say, yeah, show up, make the motion. Oh, it failed. Did you want to make it again? Let's go. You don't have the votes. But they're afraid that this is the only way they can prevent this from happening. So what that tells you, one thing, is anytime they use any of these, that tells you that they're afraid of your numbers. They're afraid of you showing up. They're afraid of you exercising your rights. Unfortunately, a lot of members, when they see these, they go, well, I'm going to play right into that. I'm not going to show up. It's not worth it. I'm not going to vote because I don't want to be involved in all that. And so basically, they win before the meeting even starts because they fall for this. But they're pulling these cards out indicates that they're afraid of your numbers and your voting power. And then the bottom one is uneven playing field. And that's something often that will come up in a meeting as well, where they might try to limit your debate or your ability to amend motions or your ability to make motions in meetings. And so it's where everybody who is on one side of the fence is allowed to make whatever motion they want and say whatever they want. Somebody on the other side of the fence is not allowed to exercise any of their rights. And this obviously is not proper in parliamentary law. So we want to make sure that you know what the playing field is supposed to look like. You know how it's supposed to work so that you can, basically enforce those rules in a meeting. And we'll get more into how we do all of that as we go along as well.